I've had lots of travels. I've been to about 9 countries this year.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Am I jumping ahead of it?
Yeah.
It's just exciting. To be very honest, it wasn't like I was studying this thing to go and do it myself. I was just there every time and I was assisting. And then with time, there was this time that this guy failed me. I had to go to school the next day. Bennett was the one that told me.
Yeah, shout out to Bennett.
Yeah, Bennett, thanks, man.
He's the one who said that, no, get out of the room and let people see you.
Yes, he's called Dramina Tonga. The guy came to put the shirt on. He couldn't properly lift the hand. So he could just go this level. But the guy loved the design. I had to miss the lectures because, bro, it was stressful.
And UCC, when it comes to their quiz,
they don't play unannounced quizzes, and bro, it was tough. How did you do it? I'm like, yeah, that's what I do. Like, what? So he was like, why don't you like feather it? Like, why don't you take it serious? And I'm like, yeah, I would love to do that. I said, but the fee, you know. And he said, go ask how much it cost. Come back to me, I'll fund you for it. I read economics and sociology because my dad wanted me to be an economist, you know. So my dad never felt fashion was going to give me that.
Sure.
So he never supported me. My dad would walk into the room and see me sitting behind the machine, and then you ask me, what are you doing with your life? I sent him an invitation that this is what you're wearing for my shop opening. And it was excited. The biggest of it all is that I had my first fashion show in the UK in October, and what makes it more significant is that fashion show was in the Black History Month. By 2050, I want to be able to employ 50,000 people.
Hello, beautiful people. You are welcome back to my channel, Explore with Pascal, and this is the segment I call Life Connect, where amazing personalities appear on this channel to share their incredible journey with me. Now, today, guess what? I speak to this young, ambitious man who at some point in life discovered his passion for fashion and decided to live that dream. He finds himself here in the UK, and guess what? He is going globally. He is an international man and the CEO of Ash-Korleshionz. Ash, you're welcome.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
It's good to have you.
It's good to be here.
I mean, you've been busy. I've been chasing you for.
I know, bro. It's a lot. You know how the UK is.
Sure.
It's a lot, and I'm trying to get a lot done as well. Yeah. So I'm sorry.
No worry. That's fine. I mean, it's for us here in the UK. We know how it is to get somebody to give you 30 minutes of their time. So exactly. Yeah, it's fine. So congratulations to you on your successful graduation. And then you also had your birthday celebration this month. Was it 3 days ago or something?
Yeah, that was about 4 days ago. Yeah. So, thank you very much, bro. Yeah, I graduated in this month as well. That was 2nd December, and my birthday was on 19th December. So yeah, it's been a great month.
Amazing. Amazing. Now I don't need you to tell me that 2024 has been good to you.
Yeah, it is. I know you follow me on my
I do stuff. Most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, 2024 has been a very great year. Very great year. A very eye-opening year. It's been a very exploratory year. I've had lots of travels. I've been to about 9 countries this year.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And you know, the most amazing part of it all is I had my first fashion show in the UK this year.
So now, before you go there,
am I jumping ahead of it?
Yeah.
It's just excitement.
Yes. I mean, now let's rewind it a bit. I know you as Ash-Korleshionz. What is the other side of you people don't know? I mean, your real name and a bit about yourself.
Okay, so my full government name is Seth Me Ashite Williamson. That's my full government name.
Okay.
But a lot of people know me as Ash because of my clothing line. And Ash is, in fact, part of my name because it's Ashite. That's my surname. That's my father's name. That's my family name. So Ash-Korleshionz. Ash came from my surname.
So for long, Ashite's collection.
Yes, Ashite's collection. You
Beautiful.
Get it?
Yeah, beautiful.
Also, you be prophet. A guy who is just passionate about fashion, and a guy that I've grown into knowing that fashion is not just clothing, but it's a way to transcend, communicate or bridge borders between people. So this is just a summary of who Ash is. Ash is someone who's just passionate about fashion, passionate about his heritage, passionate about Ghanaian culture, and so enthusiastic about transcending what our ancestors left for us, the values and the symbols in our fabrics, and how that can really ignite unity and also, bring some peace of mind. It's just by looking at them.
I love that. Yeah.
So yeah, that's who I am.
Yeah, amazing. So you had your first degree in Ghana, right?
I did.
Great, that's beautiful. Now, at what point did you discover that sense of passion in you?
Yeah, that's a very interesting conversation and topic to talk about, So the irony is my mom's butterfly sewing machine was the spark for me.
Okay.
That was what gave me that like, oh, I want to do this. It's my mom's butterfly. So my mom used to have this butterfly, old butterfly machine.
Yeah.
Chuka, chuka, chuka.
Oh, yeah,
machine. So that machine was what gave me that spark into fashion. Yeah. And the reason why there's the irony is my dad never liked the idea, right?
Okay.
And not in a bad way.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way.
I understand.
And I even understood my dad more when I grew up, because to my dad, he's never seen any, fashion designer or a tailor, as we would say in Ghana, making it huge.
To the
and
if
you understand, and if I'm investing all this money in you as my son, you should be looking at getting something that would bring you money for you to be able to at least transcend that prosperity into your family as well. Like Shefie, as they would say back home. So my dad was so fascinated about economics and me becoming an economist. That was what he saw. He looked at me and saw that, that's what I want for my son.
Okay. What did you study in the senior high school?
Senior high school, I read general art.
Beautiful. And which school was that?
In Kwetia Senior High.
Great. And then to the university.
And then to uni, yeah.
And which uni was that?
UCC.
Okay,
University of Cape Coast. Yeah.
Great. And what did you study there?
I did economics and sociology.
Beautiful. You know where I'm driving at?
I know.
Great. So this is the big boy who felt like he's going to lay that. And trust me, if there is anybody who wants you to succeed,
it's your dad.
Than them, it's your dad or your mom. They want you to be better than them. Great. So if that big boy pulls out the check, take you to school, take you to uni, and then you say you're going to pursue your fashion dream, fine. I mean, it's understandable. But at the time you were playing with that butterfly machine, was it after junior high school or senior high school?
So back in Ghana, when you complete high school, senior high school, when you complete, you've got this gap where you stay in the house before you go into uni. So it's between that period where I had to sit in the house. I'm not the type that is good with sitting around doing nothing.
Okay, so you try to make yourself useful, but then
exactly, and I've always been that creative person. Even before the machine, I used to do bags. When I was in high school, I was doing this Birkenstock, this in Pabwa.
Yeah.
I'll be saying some Ghana words, so some people I don't
no,
from viewers. I'm sorry, viewers.
No worries.
I'm from Ghana.
Yeah, and I mean, sorry for other people watching us from different countries, and definitely we'll have great conversation with people from different countries, and we'll get to know what they also represent. But the point is, at some point, that Birkenstock you're talking about was some sort of valuable footwear running around some senior high schools, and if you don't have it, hey, you are not part of it.
So like just as I was saying, before even fashion met me, when I was in high school, I used to do this Birkenstock. I used to go and have it done, and then I sell it. But with time, I was going there frequently, and I was just I was just looking.
That's a smart boy.
You know, I was just looking. I'm like, and it wasn't even intentional, to be very honest. It wasn't like I was studying this thing to go and do it myself. I was just there every time, and I was assisting. And then with time, there was this time that this guy failed me. I had to go to school the next day, and I had to go get my order and then go with it. And then I went, and the guy hadn't started, and I got pissed. And I was like, you know what? I'm taking all the stuff. And by then, I know all the joints to get all the things to make the baking stuff, because usually when you go, he's not having time to go get it, and then he'll tell you, go get this from here, go get this from here. So I was like, you know what, I'm taking this home. I'm going to figure it out myself. And when I got home, I went to look for a card. You know, we use card to cut out the patterns. I looked for it. I did it. The first one I did was for myself. One leg was tighter, one leg one leg was tight, one leg was loose. But like, I was like, you know what, I still have it done. You know, and it's on me. Nobody can judge me. It's mine. So after I did that, I'm like, this thing, I can't even do it.
Yeah.
And that was it. I started doing it from even in high school. So this creativity thing has been with me from like way back. It's not just the fashion thing. I've always been a creative person. And even it goes way back when I was young, 8 years, 10 years. You can ask my mom. Those days, the stools that we sat on at home, I did it myself. I used to do it myself. I tell my mom, like, why would you go waste money, get these tools? Let me do it. Amazing. Then I put it together. My granddad always had tools to you know, play around with. So I did. So it's been part of me from infancy. But fashion was just like different level. So that was 2013 when I got done with high school. And I was sitting home, and my mom's butterfly machine was just sitting in our dining room. I was like, man,
what can I do with this?
Let's get it popping. And then I sat behind it the first time, and I fell in love. And boom, it's Ash-Korleshionz now.
Beautiful. So I'm just being curious. Our moms could sometimes support us, you know, secretly when the old boys are not aware. Was it some sort of materials at some point you had money to buy them? Or, I mean, what were you putting together to build your confidence?
So if I understand you correctly, what you're asking is, how did I begin? What did I start with? Like, how did I navigate? So when I started,
because that time you had no money to
zero money. And you know, to be honest, even when I started, I didn't even know they used you know, this pattern papers that they use. It's brown papers that they use. I didn't even know that was a thing. When I started, my first thing that I did was I bought you know, these white tees that they sell at Top Creation and Gildowns. When I buy them, I take off the sleeve, and when you take off the sleeve, you have the pattern of the sleeve. You have it, like
somebody would say, the skeleton of it.
No, you see, so yeah, you can say that, but you see, with any fit, like with any shirt, there are parts that form the whole shirt. There's the sleeve, there is the body.
Okay.
You get me? So when I take off the sleeve, I have the whole sleeve form in my hand.
I get your point now.
Do you get me? So that sleeve, I'll put on an African print fabric, and I'll mark it out, and I'll cut.
So this is a point where you were not making use of the tape measure.
No. I didn't know tape measure. No, I didn't. Like, it was
like
just,
somebody would say, like, you tracing it.
I just trace it and I cut it and then I join it back.
Smart boy.
You get me? And I was enjoying it. So I would add a little twist. So the Gildan shirt didn't come with like a packet back, and cut some of the fabric and put a packet here. So you get a sleeve look in African print and a packet. Oh man, something different. I like to always like look different, and then I'll put it on. And then when I step out, people be like, oh, what's that? I want that, you know? So that's how we started. And then when I decided to really dive into fashion, the first thing I did was I took an already made shirt. I think it was a polo shirt. It was a polo shirt, already made long sleeve shirt. And I ripped it open. I ripped all the seams out. I unpicked all the seams. And I had the patterns laid out, because I got the idea from taking the Top Creations sleeve off. So I know I can take everything that has been stitched and see what it actually is for how it was cut out. So that's how I started. I take it out. I ripped it out. I have the neck. I have the sleeve. So what I did to keep that pattern is, there was newspapers. Those days, my dad used to bring newspapers a lot. So we had lots of that in the house, and then I'll take them out, and then I'll place the patterns that I took from the shirt that I took and I unpicked, and then I'll trace it out. So I trace that out, and then I would have that as like my main pattern for any design that I will make for a shirt. you understand? So what I do is I sold that polo shirt. I sold it back to get the full shirt again. Now if I have any fabric, all I do is just put it on the fabric and carry it out, and I have my shirt. That's how we started. Amazing. Bro. That's how we started.
Amazing. That's beautiful. I mean, this is some sort of education. So basically, if I have that machine for me at home, I can just take my old shirt which has the measurement. If I don't know how to measure it, take it off, put it on.
That's it.
Beautiful.
I'll give you a twist later in the day. But that's it. Basically, that's how we started.
I love it. I mean, I love it. Now to the uni. This is where all of us go there to fight for GPA. And at some point, if you check your results and you see where your GPA is, that can give you some sort of headache. Taking that to the uni, because I know you didn't abandon it. You still carry that, your passion for fashion to the university. Did you drop it and then came back for it after your first degree? Or it played a major role in your university education? And how was it? How did you manage things? How did you balance things?
Right. Okay. So before I went into uni, that was 2014. So the period of 2013 was just me exploring designs and creating. I was going mad with designs. So I'll take a jeans, shorts, I'll rip it out, put African print fabric. I'll take this, I'll put African print. I'll do long tops, add African print to normal t-shirts. I was going crazy. Sure. So now I had a whole collection to take to uni. I had a whole collection. So when I went into uni, all my friends were seeing this cool stuff that I got on. They were like, yo, this is nice, hard. This is, Charlie, I want some of these. I want some of these. Please, can I get some? And I was like, from the beginning, it was just me having fun and just putting clothes that I love on me. But then a friend told me, like, bro, people want this. Why don't you just
take it out?
Why don't you start doing it for real?
Expand the
people.
Business,
And I was like, I gave that a thought. I'm like, I can actually do that. So that's Bennett. Bennett was the one that told me.
Shout out to Bennett.
Yeah, Bennett, thanks, man.
He's the one who said that, no, get out of the room and let people see you.
Yes, he's called Dramina Tonga. Dramina Tonga. Thanks, bro, wherever you are. So,
Dramina,
Bennett.
I just love the Dramina the other day.
So it was him that like motivated me to start, and I started doing it. And let me tell you a funny story. When I started sewing for people, this is funny, because I was using my measurement to do everything. I made a shirt for this guy one time.
Was he the first guy?
He's the first guy. So with the normal shirt, the normal white tees where you put sleeves, people had it. But first proper sewing, proper tailoring, from scratch was with this guy. And I did a shirt for him. It was UCC cloth. He wanted me to design it for him, and I did. But when that guy came to put the shirt on, he couldn't properly lift the hand. So he could just go this level. But the guy loved the design.
He wasn't disappointed.
Not for a bit. And I was telling the guy, like, the sleeve is a bit. He said, no, it's okay. He said he likes it.
He loves it.
He paid for it. And so I started to, I took a minute and then I had to take a step back and say, hold on for a minute. I need to figure out this measurement thing out, You know
the guy's name?
Yeah. Oh, what's his name? It was Kafui that brought him.
Yeah.
So it's Kafui that was really interested in my design and brought a guy. What's his name? I've forgotten.
You know why I'm asking the name?
Why?
Yeah. There are some people.
I should keep their names.
Not that. But there are some people who are very intelligent and they contribute to your success. They might not be the frontliners, but they do. You know what's going through my mind? If he came in, he took it like, come on, how can you do this? It would have, had some sort of impact on the kind of moment.
Do this or I shouldn't. Yes, what you are saying is absolutely. I think he fell in love more with how I created, how I used different.
He didn't care about
the fitting.
Yeah,
he was concerned with the design and how it was looking. And look, bro, when it comes to being creative, I think that's the gift. I can put things together and then you look at it like, how did you even think about it like that? But yeah, so that's what he was appreciating, and I love that. And I really appreciated him doing that. I really appreciated him saying it was But he wasn't joking about. He wasn't just saying it for me. He actually used. You know when someone wears something and the person likes it, you can see from how the person is behaving. Sure. But I was the only one saying that this is not.
It's not right. You see it and you're like, no, I should have done this.
Yeah,
but he was okay.
He was very okay. Yeah, but like, yeah, shout out to him. Yeah, he was good.
It is becoming a business on campus. Yeah. How were you balancing it with your academics?
Right. So it was tough. It was really hard. You know how education in Ghana is like in a uni. Like you have to properly make the grades to get it. So it got very interesting when I borrowed a sewing machine from a friend. I said then, bro, I was still broke. I was broke. So I borrowed a sewing machine from a friend, and that's how I started. I was using her sewing machine because she's got it. She went to study clothing, but she doesn't use it. She sells, So I just had to use her machine, and then I started Nana. Yeah, Nana.
That's her name.
Nana.
Shout out to Nana.
I know she might watch this, and I want to say thank you to her for allowing me to use her machine. I used it for a long time before I got my own.
Beautiful.
So that was it. Like, so it was tough. Sometimes you have lectures as early as like 6 a.m., 8 a.m., and there is someone you're sewing something for that needs the thing to be ready in the morning. I can sew late into the night to like 11, 12 and not sleep. 1 a.m., 2 a.m., still be up working.
Yeah, the next day you need to be.
You understand? You have to. Sometimes I had to make the lectures, bro. Yeah. I had to miss the lectures because, bro, it was stressful.
And UCC, when it comes to their quiz,
they don't play unannounced quizzes, and bro, it was tough. Some of the quiz they don't announce. Bro.
I have not been there. I didn't go to UCC.
You heard, right?
Yes,
bro. UCC is that place you want to go to if you are the type that don't want to learn, but you want to be forced to learn. That's the school you go to. So like, yeah. But there was this guy. Let me show you how I navigated. How even though it wasn't easy, how I still managed to bag a second class.
Okay.
It was this guy called Prince. What he does is he wasn't a TA. He was a student like me, but he's smart. He's one of the most intelligent guys I've ever met. And
I see now.
He's in the US now.
Yeah, shut up.
He's in the academia, and I think because that's like when the guy starts to talk, you know that this guy belongs to teaching. He's a teacher. Yeah. You understand? So what he does is he organizes group studies, and he comes to teach what you couldn't catch in class, and if maybe some topics are troubling you, especially when it's getting close to quizzes and exams and that. So usually I'll just hit him up and be like, "Yo, bro, I couldn't come to class. Like, if there is any group studies, just let me know so I'll join in." So that was how I was navigating. That was how I got through it, So basically, if that answers your question, that's how I got through it. Yeah. And one thing I want to mention also is my roommates when I was in uni from like level 200, 300, 400. Like, my roommates were so supportive.
Oh my God. So are you saying or are you implying that you were doing this in the room with your guys?
Yes.
How was it?
Bro, like
the reception,
bro,
making that noise.
They didn't have any problem with it.
Guys.
Like, and they supported Moses and George. If you guys are watching this, I want to say thank you. Wait, which camera should I?
Yeah,
George, Moses. I just want to say thank you guys for your support and always being there. They never complained, and sometimes they supported.
Amazing
they
people.
Helped me. My first fashion show in UCC, bro, these guys were over helping me, trying to put clothes together.
Wait, I'm just loving everything you're sharing with me. Trust me.
Mm-hmm.
So at UCC, when you were pursuing whatever economics program you were pursuing, you also had, at some point, you grew to the level of having a fashion show on campus.
Yes.
To exhibit what you were sewing in that room.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes, bro. Yes, that's exactly
so Ash-Korleshionz should be a household name on UCC campus during that year.
Oh, they know the name. If you go into UCC now, unless of course those that are new or like those that are not wearing around 2018, 19, 20, 21, like the name is out there.
It's all over.
Because I was like, I challenged myself. There was this fashion show that only had to do with females. I didn't do female stuff. I only started by sewing for myself, and I started sewing for friends. And how I even got through getting my friends' measurement is the internet, YouTube. I started like YouTube has got like lots of jam, bro.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of educative videos to go to learn from. So that's how I started working. I took a step back after I made that guy's shirt, and it didn't fit that nice. Yeah, I had to sit back and like, no, I need to figure out this measurement thing. And I went on YouTube and I watched some videos and I figured it out. So like after all of that, now the biggest challenge that I had during my time in UCC was when there was a fashion show that guys weren't included. It was just females, and I still wanted to exhibit. So now I had to. So usually what they do is they do the fashion show. They give you one lady to design throughout it's a whole like beauty pageant. So you design the lady throughout the pageant, yeah. And I was like, yeah, I'm still gonna do it regardless. So that was a tough challenge. You know, I wanted to challenge myself. I wanted to move from my comfort zone, you know. So that, but yeah, I had a couple of shows on UCC campus, and yeah, it was
amazing. Now, this time, fashion has really come to stay.
Yeah.
And so, uni, everybody talking about Ash-Korleshionz, and then eventually you had to bow out of the university environment. Did you at any point decide to upgrade yourself to get some sort of certificate to back that fashion? Because you've already had your first degree in different field, and this is something which is also in reality bringing out that dream that you see when you close your eyes.
Yeah, so I need to mention this. People might be thinking I read fashion in UCC.
That's what I'm thinking.
No.
Until you told me you did economics and stuff.
So I read economics and sociology because my dad wanted me to be an economist, you know. So like after uni, that was 2018. When I got back home, it was just, you know, humble background. I set up my 2 machines. It's just 2 machines, yeah. One domestic machine, one knitting machine, the very small domestic ones.
Okay.
In my grandfather's corridor, and that's how I started sewing. Yeah.
Okay.
As a business, like as a real thing to do. But yes, I've always wanted to. I'm a big fan of education. Okay.
Sure.
Not like when you mention education, a lot of people think going into school and sitting in a class is the only form of education. Sure. No, that's the formal. But you can also like educate yourself. Like informal, is that what it's called? Yeah. So I've been educating myself throughout the time I've been educating, going on YouTube, watching videos. Like that's mainly me educating myself. But I also felt like I needed to have a formal backing to the fashion as well.
Where you can make cases for yourself.
You understand? Yeah. So I've always wanted that. But bear in mind, I just got out of uni. You have to do the national service. After national service, you'd have to now fend for yourself, because after uni your parents are not going to give you money anymore.
You're a big boy now.
So how are we going to play this out? Because I was working, I was doing the fashion and I was getting a little bit of money from there, but I was reinvesting all that money into my business. And I want to get into formal education where I can learn more about fashion, but it was expensive.
Okay.
So it was this time that I sold for this man called Governor Doughty. There's this man, very, very prominent man who is into real estate.
Okay.
I just did some pieces for him, and then he saw it and he put it. I never took his measurement. I just did it for him. So he put them on. He was like, "You didn't have my measurement."
Yes.
How
did you do it?
How did you do it? I'm like, "Yeah, that's what I do." Like, what? So he was like, "Why don't you like feather it? Like, why don't you take it serious?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I would love to do that." I said, "But the fee, you know." And he said, "Go ask how much it cost. Come back to me. I'll fund you for it."
Top man. Yeah.
He did. And you see, I always say this. I've always believed in this. You don't have to have a clear path for your career before you start pursuing it. You don't have to have everything figured out before you start pursuing.
I love that.
To me, I felt it's my passion for these fashion that I was doing that led me through every single step, and it just guided me through it.
You know what I'm picking from the story you're sharing? Success, which all of us are chasing, yelling for, doing that for it. Nobody's going to hand it to you. You only have to,
you have to change it.
Chase it yourself.
You have to change it.
Yeah.
Like, and you see, I always say this: nobody will see what you are seeing. Like, let me say this to your camera: like, nobody would see what you are saying when you want to pursue something. Like if you have a dream,
I love that.
Nobody would say it's just you. It's your dream. It's not out yet. So like I'll even use my dad as an example. My dad wanted the best for me, and my dad never felt fashion was going to give me that. So he never supported me. My dad would walk into the room and see me sitting behind the machine, and then he'll ask me, "What are you doing with your life?" Like, you know, and I understood him. I got the angle he was coming from. Like back in Ghana, can you mention like the number of people like that have made it through tailoring? That's what we call it back home.
It's in their era. For now,
it's out there. Yes, yes.
What he has
their
seen,
time.
No.
And he was my dad,
right.
My dad felt like no, that would even my mom, yeah, has always been supportive of my journey. She studied fashion, but she packed the machine.
And that's what you used.
And that's the machine I use. But the point I'm making is, if fashion was something that could generate her that amount, she wouldn't pack it. She felt like, no, I needed to do something to be able to take care of my family and stuff. And you see, back then, it wasn't that fetching. It wasn't fetching money like that. So, I mean, in my dad's mind, if your mom packed her machine to come and start like
how much more you would have big boy I want you to walk in my footsteps.
And my dad works at Ghana Revenue Authority, you know, but he's seen people like small guys like me that are economists, and they're making big cars, and like that's what I want for my son, you know. So my dad never saw what I saw in fashion or what my dreams were. So like that's what I'm saying. The point I'm making here is you are the only one
who sees your dream,
who will see you
live your dream
for what you want.
I love that. And I'm sure end of the day, like you're saying, end of the day, if you're able to live that dream and prove it, people are going to love it. People who didn't understand how you started.
You should have seen the joy on my daddy's face when I invited him to open my first shop. And do you know how I did it?
Yeah.
I made a kaftan for him,
mm-hmm.
a cloth for him,
mm-hmm.
and then I sent it to him, and I sent him an invitation that this is what you're wearing for my shop opening.
Mm-hmm.
And if my dad didn't want me to succeed, he wouldn't show
No
up.
way.
He did show up, and he was excited. So that told me that my dad just wanted me to succeed. You know,
as simple as that.
Do you get me?
As simple as that.
So yeah,
as simple as that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Old Boy. I mean, you need to, and the point is, you need to get people to push you to get to where you want to. Just like the Old Boy did. He wanted you to go that way. You said no. So end of the day, even if you end up failing yourself, you can't fail your dad.
Yeah.
Because you know he believes in you so much.
Yeah.
And that whatever you've decided to do, I mean, you should be successful to tell him something. Now, as fashion designer back home in Ghana, doing so well for yourself, giving invitation to your dad for the opening of your shop. You must be doing well, I guess.
Yeah.
Is it that you still saw that the fashion sense or the passion you have for fashion must go beyond the boundaries?
Okay.
And that there is a need to fly out there to let people see you internationally?
Okay. Right. I like that question a lot. I like it, and a lot of people have asked me, well, like you've got a really successful business going for you in Ghana. Why stress go get masters in international business management? Why even stress go get masters at all? Why? You know, what I create, right? My fashion, mm-hmm. I believe should be something that goes global. I believe I've got something that not only Ghanaians should experience, but the rest of the world should see it. And I don't see fashion to be just clothing, yeah? I've always said this. It's a way of exchanging cultures and spreading and accepting diversity as well. Like, I wanted to tell stories of my homeland using my creative styles. And that is the motive. And I felt like I couldn't do that just being in Ghana.
Okay.
Right? If I want to reach out to the rest of the world, and if I want to have an international business and I want to do it properly, I need to get a certificate, a degree, and get the knowledge, not just the degree. The degree itself is not what I'm really concerned with.
Yeah.
It's just a piece of paper. But that's it. It's just the exposure that you coming out here to study and knowing the right way to go about international business also That's the main thing. So the exposure, getting to know people, getting to meet people, and just connecting and learning from other cultures, and inculcating that into your styles of work. Because yes, I love Ghanaian heritage, I love our symbols, I love our culture, I have that in my designs. But it would be beautiful if I know a bit from Paris and I know their culture and then I blend it. It would be beautiful if I know a bit from Italy. It would be beautiful if I know a bit from the US. It would be beautiful if I know a bit from the UK. If I try and connect dots through my fashion.
Amazing.
You see, I wanted to see how far this could go.
Amazing.
And not be just like me sitting in my corner somewhere small inside the community of Teshi, where I've even trained some people to become fashion designers. Amazing. Where I have a shop, where I have employees. Amazing. Where it's okay, like it's very okay, people are doing that, is very okay. But I feel like there is more to it than just having a successful business. Amazing. I need to tell a story, and the medium through which I want to tell this story is through my fashion design.
Amazing. Yeah, so it's been beautiful conversation with you, Ash-Korleshionz.
Yeah, man. Yes, I'm really enjoying this. Yes, to be honest, I've not really sat down to have conversations about like my journey. So I'm saying it, but I'm also saying, like all of this has happened.
Yeah, that's you. I mean, that's why it is always good. I mean, all of us have got incredible stories about our journey so far, but people look down upon themselves most of the time. They feel like they are not doing enough for themselves. But trust me, if you begin to put pen on paper, it's going to be a book.
That's true, man.
And
that's really true.
So this is the point where you decided to move and then tell that culture, that story that comes with fashion, with your passion that you've got. Now, has it paid off?
Bro, I'll say this for a fact. Yeah, I've been here for like a year and some months.
And it feels like...
And I have achieved so much. Like, I've achieved so much, and I would never second guess this decision if I get a second chance. I've traveled to about 9 countries.
9 countries?
Yes,
you don't mean it.
Just this year. Mm-hmm. At this point in my life, every single move that I make,
it's about fashion.
Is somehow connected to my career in the fashion business.
Now take me through this 9 countries. What happened?
So, as I mentioned earlier, I like to study about different cultures as well. Like, know why they are wearing the clothes this way they are wearing it. Know why this person is dressed in this way. Not just judge from what I know to be fashion. I always say this to people. There is no equation or formula to fashion. Yeah.
Okay.
However you combine anything that feels comfortable on you,
and you feel good with it,
that's you. And as you don't even have to be into fashion to know this. You should know what is comfortable with you, and you should do it regardless of what people think. If I'm wearing just like, let's say, a straight dress, and that's what I want to wear, and I'm comfortable with it, and I feel so excited wearing it, that should be what I wear. Nobody should question why I'm wearing it. Amazing. And so, as someone who wants to learn about different cultures, who wants to transcend into getting the idea of why people do what they do and why they wear what they wear, and also try and use fashion, as a bridge to connect Africa to the rest of the world, I need to learn about them as well.
Sure.
And that's the main motive. So I was in Germany. I went to do a one month course, which is about sustainability transformation. So, in this fashion industry, a lot of people just cut anything anyhow, dispose of clothes anyhow. I needed to know how I could be doing my business and still be working in a way that is sustainable to the environment. So that's why I went to Germany to do that course. I went to read that, and whilst I was there, I was also looking at their culture. I was looking at how they dressed.
Beautiful.
How they showed up and all that. And it was amazing, bro. It was an experience that everybody should have. People tell me I'm not a fan of traveling, but like, it's not even about the travel itself. It's about how eye-opening those travels are.
Of course.
You see things from a first hand. You get to witness
not on TV.
Not on TV.
Or on YouTube.
Because you get to show what they want to show you. But when you are there, everything is there.
Sure.
So I learned that I was in Paris. Paris is the hub of fashion. It's the hub if you
and they've got good food too.
Oh, bro, let me not even go to the food, man. Let me not even get what. And the place I felt very diverse was Paris. I don't like a lot of people from different cultural background,
Yeah.
different colors,
Yeah.
different race. They were all in there. It was beautiful, and their clothing and like, bro.
Amazing. Amazing.
I was in Italy. I was in Turkey. I was in Amsterdam, which is Netherlands. I was in Belgium. Like, bro, I've been all over.
You're gonna lose count. I mean,
I've been all over.
It's not a joke. That's amazing.
Yeah. So back to the question of, was it worth it? Am I seeing the progress in? Am I seeing it to be a gain for coming here? Of course I have. And the biggest of it all is that I had my first fashion show in the UK in October. And what makes it more significant is that fashion show was in the Black History Month.
Yeah.
You know, so Black History Month, Black people exhibit what you've got. Talk about your history. Let's know the narratives from your perspective. And when we say Black people, Africans, Caribbeans, all Black people, do you understand? So I had the chance to like represent Africa and show what we've got
amazing.
from Ghana as well. Yeah, bro.
And that really happened at the University of Bradford. To be fair, I took my cameras there, and viewers can check that video out on my channel, Explore. I was there, and the kind of exhibition I saw there, and that was, I need to tell you this, that was when I began to put down on paper that I'm going to find this guy, because the kind of things I saw were so amazing. My cameras couldn't capture everything, but the passion, the enthusiasm, the kind of love, the exhibition, the cloth to get people around from different countries, you know, to put them in there to represent what you stand for was amazing.
Yeah, so like after that, a lot of people I've got a few people reaching out to me. We are looking into, I don't want to really spill the beans now.
It's fine. I mean, but it's fine.
But yeah, it's all good. It's all good. We are looking into having a few fashion shows the coming year. Fashion shows in the coming year in the UK and outside of the UK as well. But that's the goal, right? That's the whole motive for having to make this travel. You know,
amazing.
So I'm happy for how everything is playing. Now, listen, to be fair, I felt like when I was coming, I told myself the first year would just be for me getting my master's, getting to know how to run an international business, and then that would be it. I never even thought I'll have a fashion show within the first year.
Yeah,
it wasn't part of the plan. But you see, it's always that you don't. That's what I always say. You don't have to have a perfect goal or a plan, like, oh, this is my plan, this is my strategy, and I'm going to follow it to the latter. No, things will fall in place. So I told myself, I know it's going to take it's going to take like a solid 3 to 4 years for me to be able to make a name in the scene here. But from how things are looking, I think it would be less than that.
Yeah.
And I thank God for it. Like, I know, one thing about human life and life itself and challenges is sometimes, people don't get the opportunities. People are really ready. They are really ready, but the opportunities just don't show themselves. So I'm really grateful for having the opportunity show up when they do, you know, and that's all God's doing. But one thing to also say is sometimes the opportunities might show up, and if you are not ready, you will lose it. So you always have to be ready to meet. Like this fashion show I didn't plan it, but when they told me it's gonna happen if I want to, and I'm like, yeah, of course. Quickly, I had to put some designs together, you know, because I was, you know, uni. I have to get my degree, but like I had to put some designs together, you know, get people together. I have a machine, bought a machine. I bought another machine. And those machines are in London. So if I want to create, I have to be in London.
Okay.
I had to go there, draft this style, call my people from back home, have workers that work for me. Whilst I was creating the style, then I send it to them, then I'll create what I can create. It was back and forth.
Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, these are the words of the
man.
wise man, Ash-Korleshionz.
They said the wise man.
Of course.
I know wise though, because it's just grace, man.
Yeah. The point is, that is where we all fail to beat our chest. That is where we all fail to appreciate ourselves. Now, if the moment you miss those things out of your life, it becomes very difficult to get yourself up there. And with all these things you're talking about, this is the life of an international student who needs to be chasing attendance,
Yeah,
yes,
space, bro.
yeah, and finding means of funding your survival, your rent, your bills, everything on you. And then this opportunity, you said to yourself, hey, I need to go for it. And so it's clearly from the brain of that wise person. And that's why I called you the words of a wise man. And like you said, you always have to be ready for any opportunity, because some opportunity may come and you wouldn't be there for it. Now, the way forward for Ash-Korleshionz, let me find out. I mean, you've been doing this here in the UK. You've got your machines in London. You live here in Leeds. How are you striking the balance?
Yeah, I'm at the phase where I feel like I have to re-strategize. That's the phase I am right now.
Sure.
But what I'm more focused on now, is to be able to create as many employment back home now.
Okay.
And then transcend that into the UK as well. Create more employment here as well. That's I have a big goal for 2050. My biggest goal for 2050 is to be able to say...
You mean 2025?
2050.
2050?
2050. Not now, 2050. So the big goal...
So you're just looking into the future?
I'm looking into 2050. By 2050, I want to be able to employ 50,000 people. Africa, in the UK, like everywhere. All around. That's the goal. And then after I've been able to hit that 50,000 employees goal, then we'll set another goal. You understand? So for now,
to get 50,000 people working for you,
bro,
you should be a billionaire by then.
Bro, it's not even about being a billionaire, but being able to sleep knowing that you are providing employment for these people and people are making a livelihood of your work or business that you created from nothing. That's the most joy for me.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I like to know, that like this person was able to pay for his son's fees or his daughter's fees because he worked for me.
Okay.
Do you understand? Bro.
That's great. Now, I'm going to put you on the spot here. All these things we've been talking about has been the success journey that for somebody following this conversation, trying to learn from you, that we have to, the impression out there is that it is not like, from ABC, bam, and then Ash-Korleshionz.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, that moment in your life where you felt like, no, this is a moment you look at it and you wish it never happened again in your life.
Right.
That's a tough one, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But I'll be very, very straight and honest with you.
I love that.
Yeah?
Yes.
I have never regretted anything. Like, regret. I might have a down moment for a decision I made, but I never regret doing this. That's not in my dictionary. I don't regret any single moment or any single decision I have taken, because what I believe in is every single thing that happens for a reason.
Of course.
You might not know what the reason is for it happening. You don't have to know what the reason is. But trust me, it didn't happen in vain. It didn't just happen for nothing. So now, let me talk about what I feel like a down moment I've had, or a decision that I feel like this has really affected me in this kind of way.
Okay.
Moving here, right? How has it affected me, you would ask? It has affected my business and the inflow capital back home. Because, people that know me know I am the brains behind Ash-Korleshionz. Most of my customers know that I am the person, and me moving makes them think I am not creating anymore.
Yeah, that's sort of.
Yes.
Yeah.
So most of my customers think, oh, I've left it for my they call them my boys to do the work now. So most of them are not bringing work like they used to. What they fail to understand is that because I knew I wanted to come on this journey, I really trained them to the level that and it's funny because even when I was back home, there are some of their things that I don't sit down to do myself. I create the designs and they help me do it. But they didn't know. But that presence, my presence that is not there now, really affects my it has affected. Like the inflow for the last year has really dropped. But I don't regret it. It's a phase. It's a phase, and I know it's gonna pass. And like you have to sometimes do some of these things to grow as an individual.
Of course.
It's not just about money.
Of course.
You know, like if you want to grow as an individual, yeah, you have to. There are some moves that you make. There are some actions. There are some decisions that will make that will hurt you somewhere in the short temporal moment, but in the long round, it's gonna be a win for you.
Very beneficial.
Yes, and I'll say this: like my brother, my kid brother, the one that comes after the one that comes after me. He is the one this is the one who is managing the business right now as I'm not in Ghana. He's managing and he's doing amazing with, like, sometimes I'll even there he would test me, look, I'm sending you this message, send it to all your old customers and let
That's a smart guy.
I'm telling you, he's one of the greatest gift.
Yes, I wish everybody,
Ash-Korleshionz.
everybody gets a brother like that.
Oh yeah,
because there are some people, not to carry you short, there are some people you hand over 10 items to them, you go and you find none.
Oh yes. Oh nah, I understand what you are saying, 100%. And I don't know, but like I feel so blessed. I just happen to be in a family where all my siblings are just helpful.
That's
the one that comes after me is a custom officer. He will just hit me and say, you know what, send me some of your styles. I'm putting it on my story.
Beautiful.
Like, let's try and get traction.
Beautiful.
Let's try and get people coming together.
That's
You know, like I don't know how, but God has really blessed me with the best family ever.
Of course.
So yeah, back to your question, something that I've regretted. There's never been anything that I've ever regretted, but there've been down times. There've been decisions that I've made in my life that I felt like, oh, I should have given this another thought before, you know, going into it. But I've never regretted anything. Everything that have happened in my life, just like, sort of like puts where I am right now together.
Now, will you describe 2024? You moving from Ghana to the UK, organizing a fashion show. I'm drawing that from the conversation we've had.
Yeah.
And then you getting the opportunity to travel to some countries to abreast yourself with, you know, some sort of development. Will you describe this year as, you know, the best ever year that had happened to you?
Definitely. I definitely would. Like, definitely. I'll not think twice about that. Like, I have made the most growth in this year alone. Yeah, despite the downfall of it. You know, you've heard that part.
Yeah.
But the things that I've been able to achieve within this year, I'll say so far, I know I'll say the same about next year. But as we sit here today,
that's what you know.
Today, as we sit here, this year has been the best year. I know for a fact by end of 2025, I'll say, oh, 2025 has been the best year. But as we sit here today, this year has been the best. And that's why I always say, listen, people think success is when you've gotten all the money and when you've gotten all the things that you want to achieve, all the plans that you set. If when you've gotten that, that's when you can say, oh, I've succeeded. No. Success is you knowing that yesterday I was here, but today I have moved here. No matter what the steps, the number of steps it was. If it was 1 step, if it was 2 steps, it was 3. Once you weren't standing the same place that you were yesterday, you are succeeding.
You've made some progress.
Yes.
Amazing. I love so it. It's been happening close here with the CEO of Ash-Korleshionz, and trust me, it's been an amazing conversation. There are most of the stuff, to be fair, I had no idea of, and I think a lot of viewers watching us back home or anywhere around the world will also appreciate the kind of knowledge or the kind of story or journey you've shared with all of us. Now, before I take leave of you, what I want to take from you is your final words. You hold your master's degree here, but fashion is something that you had passion for it from the beginning, and here you are living your dream. What's your advice to this person watching you anywhere, and your final words to my viewers?
Okay, right. So this is what I'll say. Yeah, it is hard. Yeah, don't let anybody tell you it's easy. I know you know it's hard. And I know people say on the internet to make it look like, oh, they did it easily. They're like, they just have to do this, that. It is hard. I know it's hard. But this is what I'll say. It's not so hard that you can't handle. Like, you can handle it. It's hard. Yes, it's hard. I'm not saying this to discourage you, but know that it's hard enough for you to handle. So don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on anything that you want to achieve. And till you achieve them, it's only going to be your dreams. Nobody's gonna see it till you achieve it. Like, especially to creatives, like especially back home, like it's difficult to make it. And I'm talking about music, arts, clothing, any form of creative back home. It's hard to make ends meet from doing what you love and what you are passionate about. But don't stop pushing, because when you push and you push and you push and you get to a level, you get to some level, that recognition is going to come. And the reason why the recognition comes is because of your consistency. It's because you never gave up on it. So just don't stop pushing, and don't sit around waiting for someone to give you a hand. Do what you can with whatever you have. You know, start whatever you want to do. Start it now. Nobody is going to help you start it. You have to start it. And then people are eventually going to see that, oh, this is what you're trying to achieve. And those that have good eyes will support you. And even if people don't support you, don't care about that.
Don't give up.
Keep doing it. I believe in everybody. Like, I believe in everybody that has passion to do something.
Yeah.
Like, I genuinely believe in people that have passion. So when I see people that are doing something for themselves, like, I love it. You know, whatever be the case, content creator, whatever, do it. Till you start, you never see results.
I love that.
So yeah, that's my words for everybody.
That. Yeah, so beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been an intriguing conversation. Yeah, it has been an intriguing conversation.
I've really enjoyed the conversation.
Yeah, so this is the story and the journey of Ash-Korleshionz, the CEO of the collection himself. It's been informative, entertaining, and educative. And of course, I like the entertaining part of it. It's been because if I'm speaking to a young man full of energy, you should understand that
energy.
you hear him. That is it. So go check him out everywhere across social media. This is your Ash-Korleshionz. So until I see you again, Ash-Korleshionz, thanks for coming to
me.
Yes. Yeah, I just love you.
I love you, amazing. Man. I love you. You really made me speak today. Like, you really brought me out of my shell.
You have to. You can't be keeping those stuff in your head. You have to.
Yeah.
And that is what I encourage everybody out there watching us. I mean, come out. Let's talk. Let's give hope to people. Let them know that it doesn't take that $1 million like people say to start a business.
No.
It starts with the mentality.
The mindset.
Verse you've given out might serve as a template, and there's no point of you failing when you have people who have gone through the trenches, who have gone through that, and end of the day, they are there, and you see them up there. You only have to pick their template, fix yourself in it, and there you go. Just like Ash-Korleshionz, he finds himself in the UK. Moved to about 9 countries this year alone, and he has a dream of getting 50,000 people employed by 2050. And that's amazing. Ash, I'm happy to have you.
Mr. Pascal.
Yes, thanks for coming.
It's been a very lovely interview. Yeah. I mean, I love it. And yes, I'm always going to be ready to listen.
Sure. Share
my ideas. And yeah, bro, let's do this. We are doing this for our people.
Yeah.
The youth, like, you know, like there's still hope for everything, man.
Okay, yeah. But let me quickly ask this before we run up. How about people here in the UK? If somebody gets in touch with you, seeing most of your designs, which we've shown on our screens, if people are looking for something like that, can they get in touch with you and can you get something done for them?
Let me even tell you this. Before I even moved to the UK, I was already shipping.
Oh, okay.
To the UK. I shipped to the US, I shipped to the UK, I shipped to Australia, everywhere. All you have to do is just let me know what you want. You just hit me on Instagram, Ash-Korleshionz, you get me? You know, and then we figure out how to get your measurement done. I send you a video to get it done. You can get your measurement done by yourself, and then we look at styles and then we get it done.
Beautiful.
2 weeks time, you get it.
I love it.
Yeah.
So those of us here in the UK can easily get in touch with you.
With me.
It's very easy.
I'm in Leeds.
Yes, he's in Leeds. So yeah, he's in Leeds, but the exact address.
Yes, I'm not going to share that.
that wouldn't be shared on the screen.
I'm in Leeds, I'm in London.
Yes.
I'm just all over the place.
Find him everywhere. Very lovely guy. He has got time for you. Get in touch. Tell him what you want, and he'll get it delivered at your doorstep. Ash, thank you for coming to my channel.
Thanks, man.
And thanks for your time. I mean, time is money.
Yeah, I
And
know.
I've really enjoyed this conversation.
Yeah. No, this was this time we spent here is really worth it.
Yeah. So
like, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Enjoy the rest of your week and Christmas.
Yeah, it's Christmas. I mean, come on, Christmas. Be kind to me. Let people.
Christmas be kind.
Yeah, this Christmas be kind to me. Yeah, this Christmas.
Yeah, well.
Yes, those of us. Yeah, that's it. I mean, if you know, you know. So
it's will be all ta-da.